Hey there, I'm Lian, your Asian Digital Business Manager, and today I will be sharing to you what does a digital business manager do and what does it look like working as a digital business manager day to day. First, let's discuss the word digital, meaning online or not really physically managing a business, but managing a digital business or an online business, whether it's softwares, apps, online courses, online coaches, or even an e-commerce business. So these are the types of business that I work with as a digital business manager. Generally, I work on online projects, online teams, remote teams, online operations and systems, as well as strategy for online businesses. Let's dive into each in much detail. So for project management of online projects, firstly, I help identify which projects to implement. So this usually happens after strategy. We are going to list the projects that we would like to implement for the year or for the quarter. And once we've listed all the projects that we want to implement, we will of course identify which ones should be a priority. And that usually would depend on the resources that we have, the number of team members, and our capacity in terms of applications and really other resources that we will be needing for the project. This is important because if everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. So we want to get this identified prior to implementing any projects. And once we identify our priorities, we will start creating scope for each project, and that would depend on how long or how much time we have to implement. We will write all the deliverables for this phase, and we will move on to creating the project plans based on the scope that we have signed off on. So that includes complete timeline, resources, possibly budget, and the deliverables or actual tasks that will be implemented, as well as assignees that need to implement those tasks. And right after that, or sometimes simultaneously, this is also being set up in a project management tool like ClickUp, Monday.com, Asana, etc. And once everything is signed off, there's communication plan involved and in place, then we can start implementing the projects that we've planned. And here comes the part of team management. So part of implementing the project is to implement it with a team. So I also help with managing everyone's tasks, making sure that we are following the right flow, we are on time, and that everyone has what they need for each task or to complete each task. Another part of managing a team, aside from projects involved, is hiring. That entails finding team members or maybe as advanced as creating a hiring system for a company. Next one is operations and systems. So in an online setting or remote setting, it would be quite challenging to manage the daily operations due to time zone differences and communications that go back and forth for each project. So part of what I do as a digital business manager is to streamline that, making sure that everyone can communicate and everyone can conduct their tasks and everyone is guided when doing their tasks. The way we do that is usually creating an SOP hub. SOP means standard operating procedures. Another purpose of establishing an SOP bank or hub is to make sure that if someone cannot be around for a time, whether it's an emergency or a scheduled leave, then someone else can easily take over because all their tasks are written down and there are specific instructions on how to do them. So remote teams will not have to struggle when missing team members. Part of managing the team's systems and operations is setting up automations, identifying any inefficiencies or any areas that we can automate and actually setting that up to save time, to save the team members' energy, or to focus any repetitive tasks into more productive tasks or initiatives. And lastly, and I think it should have came first, is strategic management. There's a lot that we can do in terms of strategy. In terms of a more regular thing that I do with my clients is setting goals, annual and quarterly goals. This goal will identify our KPIs and will help us plan for the year and for the quarter. Also, it will help us assess how the quarter went or how the year went. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, part of the strategy is to identify the priorities that we want to make a priority in a company. So in a nutshell, that's what I do as a digital business manager. If you would be interested to know more, Or if you have any questions about being a DBM, feel free to fill in my question form in the description box, and I will get back to you via email. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Talk soon. Bye.